5, defer to school committee and then the budget committee to call their meetings to order.
I would like to call to order the school committee for January 13th, 2025 for the joint town council school committee, budget committee meeting.
Any of you can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'd like to call to order our Budget and Finance Committee meeting.
All right.
Should I take the roll call now?
No, we're going to do Pledge of Allegiance, then we'll do
Okay.
roll call. All right, Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk.
Just go down the line.
Yeah. Do you want me to do it?
Councilor Camino? Present. Councilor Hayden? Councilor Janet? Present. Councilor DiMaderis? Present. Councilor Edwards?
Present.
Councilor Fall?
Present.
Councilor Perry?
Present.
All present.
Councilor Edwards, the entire school committee is here to include Mrs. Polish, Mrs. Paquette, Mrs. Pavo, Mrs. Sherman, as well as our superintendent, Dr. Sanquioni, Mrs. Krager, our assistant superintendent, and Mr. Andrade, our finance director.
Thank you.
And I will, I'm Mary Wall, I'm present, and we have Kurt Doberstein, Scott Toner, Dan Darren, John Cello, and absent is Abigail Dupre.
Thank you. All right, so first order and only order of business is the discussion on the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget. Before we dive into it, we do have summary of some key events that I just want to cover. So the initial budget workshop, which by charter we're required to hold by tomorrow, is happening now. By no later than March 19th, the town clerk is required to submit the budget to the town administrator on the municipal side for her department. Same thing for the town treasurer. School committee has to prepare and submit their initial budget to the town administrator and their proposed school department expenditures, again, by 3/19. The town administrator is required no later than 3/26 to submit to the budget committee and the town council the total unified budget. Presumably, that's when the budget committee would start their deliberations. And then by April 15th, the town administrator will submit to both the budget committee and the town council the final non-property tax revenue estimates. 10 days later, on the 25th, the budget committee will prepare and submit to the town council your proposal for the unified budget and any proposed language that's necessary to implement in said budget. And then on May 13th, we will adopt, as the town council, the unified budget ordinance and schedule a public hearing. The rest of the items are to be determined based off of us meeting those requirements either earlier or exactly on time. And then the final item is once passed, the unified budget ordinance will be posted to the town's website within 2 days after passage. So there's a bunch more other items on the back. Everybody has this in front of them. So a lot of it pertains to the election process, but that's the primary task that's in front of us. So we do have a little bit of time, but it's going to go fast. I've sat on the budget committee in prior years, so I know it comes up quick, and then you have to meet and do your deliberations quickly, and then the same goes on the town council side. And all the while, the school department is going to be working through their budget items. So expect during that process some potential revisions to come through, both from the school committee and then also from us on the town council side. Madam Chair, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Just to say that the school committee will begin their FY26 budget discussions this evening at our meeting just following this. And we absolutely will comply and have our budget to the administrator and town council no later than March 19th or before if it's ready. Just as a, high level expectation here, the school department has used one-time funds for several years now. And we've been carrying a structural deficit, and that structural deficit remains. I do anticipate that we will be making cuts above and beyond the cuts that we had to make for FY '25, at which time we lost a net of 16 full-time equivalent employees. We're a small school district, and unfortunately, we're getting smaller. Our numbers, our enrollment numbers have declined by a net of 18 students just since last May. And that has been a continual theme, not only here in Tiverton, but for all public school districts throughout Rhode Island. The one thing I would like us to, as a group, do is this year, let's keep those lines of communication open. I would like us to try to meet, as soon as the preliminary budget is ready so that we can bring it forth in front of both of these bodies and have some earnest discussions about where we need to go. Does anyone else on the school committee wish to say anything at this point? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody from the Budget Committee, would you like to have any questions you'd like to ask about the process or anything related to the upcoming budget?
Not at this time. No, we don't.
Super easy. Love it. Any members of the town council have any questions for either the Budget Committee or the school committee? If there's nothing else, then I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
I'm sorry? Start with the Budget Committee? All right.
Okay.
Then I'll defer to the Budget Committee. We'll go in reverse order of when we were called to order. Perfect.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Motion to adjourn the school committee.
Second.
All in favor?
All right. Council, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn. Second.
All right. Motion's made in second. All in favor? All right. We are adjourned. Thank you all.